I can't say for certain, but this might be one of the longest videos I've ever made. And that's because I intend to do an entire tour across the entirety of this world. And for a reason. I'm not just doing it just because I want to look at things, but because I have a room right at the very bottom of my entire base, which is intended to actually be a room filling up maps. Yeah, a map room, mapping out the entirety of Cosmic. And to do that, we need to go on pretty much a tour around every single inch of Cosmic. And yeah, I did do a little bit of work off camera between videos, and I didn't do any like tables or anything like that because I have no idea what I'm supposed to map out. I have no idea like how big the area is going to be or anything like that. I really don't know. All I do know is we have a lot of exploring to do. A very, very lot amount of exploring to do. One thing I did right before I actually started recording was I actually popped into my little ender chest and locked this one map from my one base. We can see right here. I wish I got a full map of this when we were actually mapping this out. But if we at least have one side of our work in progress base way back when we were actually destroying that out, I think that was with the TNT dupers or with something like that. If we could at least have that, then, you know, that could at least be some form of memory. But yeah, the rest of the world, the rest of the realm, the rest of everything else, this is going to be a longie. A very, very longie. Got a couple shulker boxes at the ready, plenty of food, plenty of firework rockets. I think we're set. I need to make sure I'm set because I don't want to have to keep coming back and forth from my base to wherever I am across the world. But let's maybe start back at spawn just so we have a clear idea as to where we're starting and not get too confused with too many things. And there are a lot of things at spawn, so it's probably going to be pretty easy if we start over there. And yep, here we are right at spawn, and let's get our very first map actually popped up. And yeah, this was the place where we actually began our entire adventure, where we were pretty much kind of, I guess, beamed down into the world, if you want to call it that, or something like that, where we actually came into the world and started our whole adventure. There was a lot of adventure we had at the very, very start of the world, and we already filled up one map. That is absolutely perfect. I was not expecting to do that so quickly. We're probably going to have to do that plenty times, but just to make sure, let's keep them in order, just so we don't get too confused. But, alright, let's keep it going. Let's not mention every single map we're going through, but yeah, I think I don't know exactly the route I should go or how I should go about doing this. And I'm pretty sure I might accidentally make a few duplicates. What I should really do is try finding, like, maybe, I don't know, like some item frames just in case we accidentally, like, go over multiple places at once. And I have screwed this up again. I need to know where I'm going and know how I'm going to do it. But, alright, another map done. And this is kind of half a tour, half a mapping out world tour, and it's kind of hard doing a bit of both at the same time. Oh yeah, and I entirely forgot we had all these maps here too. I'll probably leave those here just because I'd get confused. I'm already confused, and it'd be even worse if I just start picking up like random maps that was left for me all that time ago. But alright, we're doing fine. We're doing fine. We're doing A-okay to start off with. Just don't worry about panicking and just focus on the job. Focus on the job. And I think what we need to do now is go from here to off in this direction over here with what looks to be like half a lighthouse or something like that. I have no idea what that's supposed to be, but I'm assuming it's something akin to a lighthouse, presumably. And for what is finished, it does look pretty good. Something else that looks pretty good is this map. 90% of it, 95% of it, 98% of it, 99% of it. Come on, that last quarter. What's going on with you? Come on. Almost there. And there we go. Oh, man. This is going to be a long day. This is going to be a very long day. A very, very long day. And I've already confused myself. Unless that could go there. Okay. Let's just try keeping what maps we can close together. Map 3, 4, 5, and we'll see what we could do. If we have to go back around some places, we will go back around some places. But so far, we're doing fine. We're doing fine. What map did we just have last? Okay, this map, which goes Oh, all the way up to, all the way up to my old house. That was kind of a shock. But since we're over here, we might as well talk about that too. Yeah, you remember way back when we actually came over here, started building up things, and I was in wood and leather and all that stuff. That was an adventure and a half. Trying to get like all the tuff I needed to. I couldn't mine tuff. Wooden tools, at least from what I can remember, cannot mine tuff. So getting all this stuff needed to actually build up this house was such an unbelievable pain, but I'm still very proud of how it actually ended up. Now from here, from the looks of things, we could go pretty much right on the edge over here. Now we should be in new territory. Should be in new territory. We are in new territory. That is good. That is good. This is gonna be so hard to put all this together. It's gonna be like a big puzzle. Hey, we're gonna have fun with it. We are gonna have so much fun with it. And we're gonna have so much fun looking at everyone's faces. Such as James and Eva's, I believe. I believe they're still together in the same base. Or maybe James settled down somewhere else. Maybe with his siblings or something like that. But still, what they managed to do, like, at the very start is still very impressive to see. Especially, again, considering how early on they actually managed to build all this. And especially that Eva is just such a pro when it comes to the interior work. I mean, how does she manage all this? How does she manage to do everything you see in this room? I'm always looking for that answer, but I don't think I'll ever be able to figure it out, other than the fact that Eva is just very skilled and very talented when it comes to interior work like this. And something else she's also pretty skilled with is, from the looks of things, a bunch of farms and a bunch of things like that, which is also pretty noteworthy to see. And something else that's pretty noteworthy to see is us having to go down this way until we go past this building, which, hey, look at that. I see some interior, which I have not seen last time. But yeah, this is the house I built up for Eva over Christmas. And James, do not enter before your B-Day. Happy birthday, James. I hope you like it. Okay, I hope upon hope that this video is out after James's birthday. But otherwise, this is phenomenal. Eva, how do you do this? You have to teach me how to do this. Like, I'm not bad at interior work, but something about how you do it is just on a whole nother level. I mean, look at this. Look at this. I would never be able to do something as incredible and as amazing as this. Eva, you always outdo yourself with these interior works, and I can't praise you enough for all that stuff. But something else I can't praise you enough about is your neighbors. Yeah, your neighbors over there, which we should probably head to next, I think. Oh, this is getting confusing already. I've mentioned this like 3,000 times already, but this is getting very confusing already. But we'll keep it going. We will keep it going. We'll keep the grind going. And, alright, from here we can map out. I think this corner is good, but I don't think this corner we are on is good. Nope, it looks like this corner needed to be mapped out, which is all good, okay. And now we can go over to Tanz's base, which we've not seen yet, apart from, like, the exterior all the time. Like, we always see Tanz's exterior of his base. Literally every single time we come around here, every single time we go to the shopping district, every single time we just do things in this area. But something we never do is just go inside. Oh, well. That might be a reason why I don't come over here too often. Tanz's base is literally trying to kill me. That's his message to any neighbors he has. It's literally a death trap from the looks of things. But something that shouldn't be a death trap is hopefully everything we're seeing on this map, which I think is all looking good. I think. Yeah, hopefully. But we will worry about that after we look around his base. And Tanz Manor doorbell. Let's hear. Let's hear it. Oh, I like that. That's so cool. That is so cool, Tanz. I love it. I love it. Oh, yeah, I did come here. I did come here once, but it looks like he might have done like one or two other things. Honestly, I put that book in there and I left. I never came back here. I never came back here to actually just look around. But from the looks of things, there is still things to be done. But from what's here, it's still pretty impressive. I love just the armor stands that's just standing for no apparent reason other than all holding tridents the exact same way. Maybe these are soldiers. Maybe these are just pieces of decoration. Maybe it's something else I don't understand. But something else I do understand is this looks like a fireplace. I'm pretty sure these things look like they're supposed to be fireplaces. Looks like he has a lot of fireplaces he's planning to build out at some point. But I don't know when he'll be able to do that. I don't know what his time frame is or anything like that. But it's entirely up to him. And it looks like that seems to be it from the looks of things. Like, yeah, all these other floors seem fairly empty. Fairly empty. Which is fine. You know. He's in no rush to actually get this done. Such as with his neighbor. Honestly, I've not seen this before. I didn't even know this was a thing until I saw it on the map. Who built this? Is this Indy? It could be Indy or it could be someone else's. Honestly, I have no clue. No idea. But it looks like we have a smidge of map we could actually map in over here. That's another thing over here. Who is this? Who is this place? Whose house is this that I'm about to walk into for no apparent reason other than just look around? I don't know. It's impressive. It's really cool looking. I just don't know who to give credit for unless I see maybe a sign or maybe something else like that. I'm not seeing that. Survival room? What kind of survival room do we have here? Not much of a survival room other than shulker boxes. That's fine. You do need shulker boxes to survive. I'm not blaming you on that. I'm also not blaming you on your multi-floored house with farms or decoration. Maybe this is a manual farm. Probably something like that. Ooh, we got another sign. We got Cosmic Artifacts Room. I don't know if I'm supposed to be in here. I don't know if I'm allowed to be in here. But I'm too curious. I'm too curious. Well, curiosity got the best of me. Cherry planks. This. Ooh. Should I even leave this in the video? I don't know if I should. Cherry planks are the cosmic artifacts that we didn't even know about. Ooh. Okay. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that we are all friends here and we can all keep secrets. Just don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. Anyways, what else do we have around here? A blank sign with a fireplace room. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it very much. We have another blank sign with what looks like a kitchen. Maybe looks like a kitchen. We have another based room of some sort. The wall of visitors, the transfer NO2. I need a sign. I need this skeleton to die too. But I also need a sign. Where can I get a sign? I have no idea. But just know that I've been here, okay? And if I can find a sign, I will make a sign. Smelting room. Okay. Not too bad. Not too shabby, I must say so. Ground floor bedroom. So you're saying you have more than one bedroom with no beds. You know, I'm not gonna blame you on anything, but I will say the conditions for a bedroom should be maybe, I don't know, having a bed. I'm just saying, or something like that. Ooh, what's this? Pizza is a great food as long as you don't put TNT on it. I don't blame you. DJ, no TNT needed. Chris, you are welcome to make the building great. Guy, this is Guy's house, and he welcomed me to build in here, and I didn't even realize. Hold on a second. Is there... Okay. Whew. Crisis averted. There are... Oh boy, I was about to have a panic attack. I was literally on the verge of having to break out not only the copper, but the TNT. But fortunately enough, Guy beat me to it. And from the looks of things, that seems to be most of his house. From the looks of things, potentially, hopefully, maybe. I'll keep those two maps up for now, but I am going to have to start sorting out a bunch of these maps. The problem with inventory management is still very much so inside the game. If you haven't told already, this is still a very, very big issue. Where else should we go now? Should we could keep going this way a little bit. We could keep going this way just a bit more. Or maybe we should go back around in the shopping district area and just check that out. Or we could check out this building. Since we're over here, we have it on the map. We don't need to worry about that. We can just have a look. Doesn't seem to be much interior. Maybe there is a bit of interior, but there doesn't seem to be any way of getting in apart from these front doors. So, is this it? Oh, here's the bedroom. Okay, so the bedroom wasn't in the bedroom. The bedroom was like a long distance bedroom. You have the bed in a completely different room just to throw trespassers off. He did it because he knew I was coming. Like, if that sign doesn't say anything about the fact that he knew I was coming, then I don't know what will. But what else do we have here? We have not much. I'll be honest, not much. But I am liking the direction this house is going. And I think we will just loop ourselves back around just to do our little, I guess, tour grind out one little place at a time. Why did I put that map away? Because I have no idea where I'm supposed to be now. Maybe we can get away with being around here. Maybe. Let's see. Only one way to find out. I think we have this map. I'm pretty sure we have this map. This is going to be a problem, but it should help us out enough to give us an idea as to where we need to go, which is what looks to be right where the turn is up here on the path, I think. I'm pretty sure. I know Guy was mapping things out before, like what we saw in my house, but I don't think we've ever had anyone just like fully map out the entirety of Cosmic. I don't think we've ever had anything like that. And okay, this is the new map. We are burning away. We are moving. We are doing some really great things. I was not expecting this one clip to go on for so long. I was not expecting that. But something else I wasn't expecting is all this new stuff. What is this? What is all this? Who did this? I like it. I really like it. I wish I knew who did it, but for what I could see, it is really nice. It is so nice. It matches in with the mayor's building so well, so incredibly well. That is the same map again? Okay, we are not making progress. We are not making progress whatsoever. Maybe if I go over here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there we go. Who built this? Oh my goodness. It's as if people know what I'm trying to do here. It's as if people know. Wait. There's a way of copying this. Okay, wait. We can save ourselves all the mapping, and we could just like copy a bunch of these maps. That might be a good way on just saving a bunch of time and saving a bunch of time with us worrying about stuff like, you know, how hard it is to try commentating as well as trying to know where you've been and know where you haven't been. It is difficult, to say the least. It is very much so difficult. So what we could do, save us just a smidge of time, just a little bit of time, is just copy and paste. I don't know who did this. I really don't. But whoever did do this, I thank you. I thank you for saving me all this time. I thank you very much. Okay, now the shopping district should be covered for the most part. There might be one or two things we're missing, but I think generally speaking, I don't have to worry about mapping things out, which means we can actually just look at things. Like, we spend so much time, like, in the hassle of trying to build as many things as possible, having things go as quick pace as possible, and we never just take time to just slow down and just appreciate what we've done. And I mean, we have done quite a lot of things, and quite a lot of things we have seen before here and there, such as me completely buying out plenty of these shops, and oh man, there's more stock already. I can't believe that. And I also know that I am probably missing one or two things. I do know of at least a few I will be going back to, but we will loop around at some point to go back to some of the things we did miss. But yeah, some of the things we have made around the place is just so inspiring. I mean, I know I had a hand in it, so it can't be like too inspiring for me, but it's just so inspiring seeing like the surrounding area and the surrounding, like, you know, builds everyone actually managed to do, and one or two little things that I managed to add on to other people's builds. But yeah, let's start off with, I guess, my main shop. We can see right here, or at least the very first one, the kelp block shop, a way to automatically restock kelp. And I hope upon hope that there's actual like stock or fuel in the actual furnaces. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. Actually, we'll check that out later. We are worried about looking at things, not looking at empty furnaces or whatever. But yeah, we got Duba's shop right here. We got like a nether trim over there. We have stone shops, nether shops. We have shops upon shops upon shops all across the land, including Eva's brand new food truck, which we had to build up all that time ago, considering, what happened to her last one, which we don't really talk about too often. And then we have things like the casino, which I was here relatively recently, and we have my deep slate shop, which from the looks of things seems to be working to some extent. We do have some randomness of blocks around the place, and what has some people have made around here? What has happened to this place? I kind of love it. I hope more people are in need of deep slate. If they are, that's gonna be awesome. I'm so looking forward to seeing like what this platform will eventually look like when the season's over. But what is this shop? Is this like a wood shop that's like not finished? Probably. At least from the looks of things, this looks like just a wood shop that's just not finished yet. So I'm not gonna worry about that too much. But then we have our old friends at Atlantis, and man, oh man, their shop is utterly humongous. Like, they might be selling almost every single thing there is to sell inside, like, Minecraft, pretty much. Because you just come inside and just look at the size of this place. It's even so big it's empty. There's probably not enough Minecraft items that you can actually sell inside the game. Also, yes, I was here, and I guess, I own that wall, or I'm at least labeled as part of that wall, or something. I don't know, but, yeah. How does Atlantis plan on stocking up all these different types of things across the place? I have no idea, but I am still very impressed to see, like, what they're at least trying to do. Whether or not they actually managed to completely do it is, yet to be seen, but for, like, the plans of everything, it's still really cool. It is still really, really cool. But I must say that our own shop, which I had like 1 or 2 mild hands in building, honestly, I did like a note block song. I stocking the shop, and that's about it. I didn't really build much of this stuff. But from what we do have inside of here, it is still an unbelievable masterpiece. I think personally, if I had to critique anything, it feels very open. We got to change that at some point. And actually, we did change that at some point. Where did all these barrels go? There was a whole bunch of barrels right here, but now they're just missing. I have no idea what happened here. Not a clue, but I guess there are some things that's still happening in the shopping district. I don't know. I can't say for certain, but yeah, there is that. And then there's also a bunch of these new shops, which I don't think we've actually seen in full, or at least I think these are new shops. Or maybe they're connecting onto the Atlanta shop, maybe. I don't know, and yes, they are. I don't know if I'm supposed to be in here, but it still looks pretty cool from where I'm seeing. I'm pretty sure that buildings past this are not part of Atlantis, such as the Song Machine Shack. Okay, if I'm not seeing any note blocks here, I'm going to be mortified and disappointed. How did you get all these music discs? How did you do that? And all of blocks and almost all metal. How did you get so many? You have to have a creeper farm. There was no other explanation other than you have a creeper farm. This is so cool. I almost kind of want to buy one of each music disc. Not right now, but at some point, I would love to have, like, a full collection of pretty much, like, every single music disc. That would be a real cool thing to show off. Maybe that's something we could do inside my base at some point. We have all of this up here, which is art? Maybe it's just art. Maybe it's something else. I can't really say for certain. We have, under construction. Well, that's not anything that I need to worry about. That's not something I need to go up and see. That's not something I need to experiment and look at or anything like that. And actually, yeah, probably not. So let's just keep moving on. We have plenty to see. We're still pretty much like in the vicinity of spawn, and we're what, half an hour in or something like that. Man, we've done a lot. We have done a lot in the space of 6 or 7 months or however long it is. This shop appears to be empty. There's something behind it, though. Maybe there's just like, oh, there's roads of shop. There's like roads and roads of shop. There's a trailer shop. I don't know what they'd be selling there. We have this shop. Honestly, all this stuff here is completely brand new. I had no idea we had all this stuff back here, which makes it all the more exciting to actually check out. We have this shop, which is nothing. Maybe these are shops you could rent out, is my guess. Or maybe it's just like a shop that people are planning on making at some point. I can't say for certain, but I can say that all these look marvelous. The only thing that's not so marvelous is the fact it's hard to read that sign. Maybe on the other side. Stony Plaza. I am intrigued. Oh, you're selling a bunch of sandstone. I see what you're doing here. I see. I wish I knew this, because again, I need sandstone in like certain builds, and I just never think about coming to a shopping district because I never knew that there were shops for this. But pottery class, 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. Well, it is currently 12:07 p.m. as of recording this, so I should be able to come in here, just have a look around. I'm liking that. What if you click this? Is that just decoration? It looks like that's just decoration. That's fine. What do we got in here? Nothing. What do we got in here? Nothing. What do we got in any other place? Probably nothing right now. But still looking pretty cool. Still liking what I'm seeing. What's this trailer shop? Nothing. I guess nothing. There's a lot of things that's still under construction. Whoever's building it, maybe it's unknown. It might be him. I think in the Discord he might have been posting a bunch of things like this. Compaction. Compaction. Okay. I'm curious to see what this is about. Oh, compacting like ores and stuff. I get ya. I see what you're doing here. And again, this would be so handy. A block of netherite. Man, you have been busy, my dude. You have been busy. But again, these shops would be so much more handy to know if I knew that they existed. What's this one about? It kind of looks like a clock tower. It's also nothing. Yeah, again, lots of things that still need to be done. But I think now we can move on to the mayor's office. And I think at this point, I don't even know if we're still doing the mayor's office. Like, I was originally just going to have that vote, but then for some reason it just never happened, especially considering Indy just jumped in and then she just vanished for a while. So I have no idea what we're going to be doing with this. Maybe we'll still do it. Maybe we won't. I don't know. It looks like there's people who voted, which is both good and bad because it just depends on when they actually started voting. I don't know. Maybe everyone voted before Indy actually jumped in. But everything we see in here, it's still very empty because whoever wins will actually be able to actually fill in this entire place. For right now, because we don't know who the winner is going to be, it's still going to be very much so empty. Maybe it'll be empty forever. Maybe we'll never have a mayor. I don't know. But something I do want to know is what this thing is. Like, we almost completely skipped past this. Oh, yeah. Okay, I was here before. I just never actually showed it on camera. This is a TNT shop filled with... well, that is not TNT, but that is fireworks. This is TNT, though. This is what I'm talking about. So it looks like just a bunch of gunpowder-related things. And how did you get that on the elytras? How did you do that? I mean, I have it on mine, but how did you get the maybe bug rock? Just bug rock. Bug rock is being bug rock right now. Probably. But I do like how it's in the sky. I have no idea how non-elytra goers are going to be able to get in and out of there. But I do like what I'm seeing. And something else I do like seeing is, I think, that path. As far as I know, Duba is actually planning on having a path going all the way from his base, reaching all the way across into the main shopping district. That might be it. We'll probably loop back around just so we can actually double check, make sure as we're going back and forth around the place. But I think as of right now, I want to go back around and actually go back to a couple things I skipped while we're still in like the main vicinity of spawn. I just want to double check, make sure we're not missing out anything, such as Lydia's base. We can see right here, Lydia and Effie's base that we saw right at the beginning of the season. Like, how did they think about this? How did those two even think about this? I don't know, but I love it regardless. It seems to be on the more abandoned side from the looks of things, but still, I am very much appreciative of what they managed to do. almost as appreciative as whatever they built over here. Maybe just a sniffer and a panda farm, maybe. At a guess, maybe this is sniffer house, panda house. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure Lydia and Effie know. I'm sure those two have an explanation. I just don't have an explanation myself. Then we got this thing over here. Then we got this thing over here. And we got James joining. What a time to be on the realm. What a time to be on the realm. And this thing is a radio station, I believe. It's hard to explain. Actually, it's not hard to explain. It's pretty easy to explain because DJ is actually planning on having a podcast, and he built up, okay, not this building. I have no idea what this building's for. I think this building is actually for his podcast, which we were originally going to do in here, but then we just decided to wander around the world and things. But he still managed to build up like an entire set with a studio and a camera and everything, so who knows? Maybe we'll have to use this at some point. Maybe we can, I don't know, use it for debating if, like, Indy ever decides to actually put in a proper campaign. I'm not saying she isn't, but I am saying I do know which candidate's putting in more effort than others. I'm just saying. But, yeah, I think now we have to start mapping these out again. I think. I'm pretty sure we are at the point where we actually start mapping things out again properly. I have no idea where that is. Wait, no, I do know where that is. That is up in Lydia's tower. Okay, I think we're going to miss a lot of things. I'm almost guaranteed certain that we're going to miss a lot of mapping out. So when we're done with this, we're probably going to have to go back and forth all across the realm to do a whole bunch more things. But I'll do that in between clips. But for right now, let's just keep having a look around. Let's keep having a look around and seeing what we can see, such as whatever this is. I have no idea what this is. This has been around here for who knows how long at this point. But, maybe there's a sign. Maybe there's a table full of cakes. I don't know. I'd like to know, but I don't know right now. But something I do know is we have more mapping we got to do. And we got plenty of mapping we got to do over here. Plenty of mapping we got to do over there. We got... still, lots of mapping we got to worry about, lots of mapping we probably don't have to worry about, and lots of mapping that I just want to do anyways, just because I want to really just see how much of Cosmic we actually filled up. And I'm certain that there's going to be so much map we're going to have, and there's a big reason why I put my map room right at the bottom of the world. It is going to be incredibly laggy, incredibly laggy when we actually finally set this entire thing up, but I'm pretty sure that we just have one more to go in here, and then we can move on to other places, unless, was that the same one? That might have been the same one, or there might be a different one. I have no idea, and where did I get a cobblestone stair from? I have no idea. Oh, okay, whatever. We can keep moving on, and I believe from here, I don't have to do too much mapping, because now we have to do some flying over to a whole bunch of bases. Maybe we should use the nether, maybe we could use the nether, but at least as of right now, we'll just do a bunch of flying, because a bunch of people have decided to set up, like, maybe around this entire ocean we can see right here, or, like, even further out from there, but there are at least a good number of people I know that have settled, like, somewhere around this main ocean, such as Duba's magnificent, massive, and majestic base we can see right here. A very incomplete base, but still a huge base nonetheless, and a huge base that is going to require a whole lot of mapping, an unbelievable amount of mapping, but from what we could see, I am liking it. I am loving it, actually. Like, Duba has that sort of touch with terraforming and with, like, structures. I mean, he manages to blend in both of these things so incredibly well. Like, I'm so jealous of how he manages to do it. I don't know how he manages to do it, but I'm just so proud of what he could do. But, yeah, what do we have around here that deserves mapping? Everything. Everything. I mean, look at this. Just look at this. Do I need to explain what this man has done in this series? I don't think so. Other than a lot of this is utter insanity. Like, just look at the detail of this thing. It's not fair. Duba, How do you do this, my good sir? How do you do this? How do we have such talented people on Cosmic that do such incredible things every single season? I have no idea. I wish I knew, but I have no idea. But something I do know is the fact that I remember this was probably one of the first things that he actually managed to build. One of the first ever buildings he actually managed to build was pretty much this building right here, because I believe... Why does he have a map? Why does everyone have a map of things? Which just complicates certain things with me. Because I have no idea which maps I've done and which maps I haven't. But, you know, in the case I do get confused, then I can always come back here, copy maps and things like that. But, at least as of right now, this is pretty much his first ever building he actually built up. Where we actually did a whole bunch of archaeology and a whole bunch of things like that. And I guess I don't have to do much mapping here either. But... something I do want to do is actually try looping back around to see if we could find that main path. Because I do know he is planning on building like a path going all the way to the shopping district. I don't know exactly where it is. I just know he is planning on doing it. From the looks of things, I don't really know exactly where to find that path. Maybe it's somewhere around here. Maybe this is something. Maybe this is actually Indie Space. I think this might actually be Indie Space. From the looks of things, she's not quite, completed. At least I don't think she's quite completed. And maybe the path just goes right through her base somehow or whatever. But either way, we're going to have to make our way back this way because I forgot that there's a whole bunch of bases that I completely and totally forgot about. One of which being that huge castle the Atlantis team actually built up. And then a whole bunch of other castles, like, behind all these mountains. For some reason, there's just an indescribable amount of, like, castles all across, like, Cosmic in this single direction. I have no idea why Cosmics are, like, the popular thing right now, but it appears as though that is the case. And the first castle we'll pop by is actually the Atlantis Castle, which we had a glimpse at relatively recently, not so long ago, but now we could actually have a look at it in mildly more fullness, as well as mapping things out a little bit. And yep, I am still very much so impressed with what they managed to do. Like, doing all this on a mountain is pretty impressive enough, but then doing this on a mountain with all this other stuff around the place, like, this is just so cool. This is just so cool what people on this realm managed to do. I think I've said that multiple times already, and I think, there's still some evidence that I was here. Don't tell Guy, don't tell any of those people that I was here. But yeah, there's still just so much inspiration you could find in every single corner of this world. And I just love it. I absolutely love it. I don't know what that was doing. They have a throne. Oh my goodness. They have a throne. Ooh. You know, I'm not saying I'm gonna steal any designs or anything. I'm not saying I'm gonna steal that throne, but I am saying I now want a throne. I now want a throne for my own. A throne for myself in my castle base. However that'll work. And actually, no, it's not a castle base. It's a prismarine base with a lot less sheep and things like that around here. Okay, I am not going to question what their creativity brings out in them with sheep and things like that. But what I will do is question, again, some of the incompleteness of some of this stuff. Again, like, there's still plenty of time to finish this up, and there's still plenty of time to check out whatever that is over there. In which case, I have no idea what this is. Not a clue. Maybe it's just like another build for something. Maybe it's like a trader, or maybe it's like something they didn't want to put right inside of their base for whatever reason. I don't know. Like, you usually with these incomplete things you'd be able to tell, but you can't really. Maybe it's a railway. Maybe that's it. Maybe something like that. Like, I don't know where else or why else they'd have just like a huge line of stuff. I've actually never been to this corner. At least I don't think I've been here in a very, very long time. So, this is going to be my first time seeing a bunch of this stuff. There's a lot of stuff that I just never knew existed on Cosmic, which is actually kind of cool, kind of notable. Like, not only are we doing this for a purpose, but we're also doing this to check things out. That is so satisfying, seeing that on that map. Like, Seriously, you have no idea how satisfying something like that is. Apart from that one tiny bit at the top of the map. And there we go. There we go. Okay, okay. I was worried there for a second, but yeah, all this stuff. It looks like this is just like farmland, farm areas, and just there's a lot of stuff that's just open. Why? What is wrong with roofs, people? Do people just have something against roofs? I mean, if you do, that's fine. Just I'd like to know that. I'd like to be aware of that. But I am very much so still impressed with all this stuff that everyone is still managing to do. Like, all this stuff, all the cactus farms, all this moss farms, cocoa bean farms. Who would ever need this much cocoa bean? Unless you're making a cookie farm. In which case, just get a villager and trade for a bunch of cookies. But because they're doing it for no apparent reason, they made something that looks incredible. Like, something as simple as this just looks incredible. And even the more decorated things also look very much so incredible. Oh, wait a minute. Is this a wood farm? This might be a wood farm. I know in one of the more recent updates, it did actually finally add in the ability for TNT to drop 100% of what they actually blow up. So this might be it. Maybe we could see like a place where TNT goes. Maybe we can see a place where everything else goes. I don't want to fall in too deep because I don't want to break anything. But it looks like this is still a pretty manual farm. It looks like they're still pushing things out and in, which is fine. Which is fine. If you want to do it that way, you can totally do that. Speaking of things you can totally do, all this stuff out here too. Why is there so much stuff over here? I think, again, I think I was over here at some points, way back when we were, like, going to the end or something like that, but I have not seen all these farms. Is this a courthouse? Or is this a gold farm? Or is this a golden courthouse? Well, I'm not seeing any gold in it, but I am seeing some pretty impressive decorations. Oh, maybe this is... Oh, wait, no. This is Iron Farm. It has to be an Iron Farm. There's no other reason why there'd be so many villagers in here other than it being an iron farm, and it looks like that is what this actually is. And it looks like that is where we need to actually start storing up a whole bunch more of these maps. I hope I have enough space for all these maps. I planned to hopefully be able to store all these in 2 shulker boxes. It's looking like that'll happen, maybe, but then again, there's still things that's popping up left, right, and center that I had no idea about, such as all this stuff we can see right here. And such as all this stuff we can see right here. Okay, I might... Wait, no, I don't know all this stuff. Like, what is all this? What is this? Who made this? Why make this? How make this? But this is... Oh, man. A dome like that. I can only imagine the pain of doing something like that. I can only imagine the pain of building something as magnificent and huge as... Oh, dear. Hello? Hello, unknown? How goes it? How goes it? Hello, my good sir. It is great to see you. It is fantastic to see you. Do you know who made this? Do you know who made this? Who made this? I'm wildly curious. Maybe it is an Effie and Lydia thing, and I just never noticed them building it. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, you did. You did. Okay. Okay. My good sir, unknown, or Mr. Known, as I like to call him, because his name is very much so false advertising. You did fantastic work. Great job, my good sir. Great job. I love it. I love it. Is this another trading? Everyone has a trading hall, except for me. I feel so left out in many cases, but it does look like everyone is trying to put their own touch on it, at least design-wise, when it comes to things like this. But in terms of traders, that might be it. That might be it for this whole building. Maybe there's other things I don't know about. We can have a quick peek around the back, and there's nothing. Or there is something. There's a lighter redstone for... What is this? I got no idea what this is. Unknown. What is this? What's this? I have no idea what this is. Maybe at the very end it'll explain it in some ways. Maybe. Is this just like a sheep farm? Maybe. I don't know. I have questions that we'll probably never get answers to, most of which I'm fine with. Others, I'm just going to be left confused for the rest of my life. But something I'm less confused about is these humongous castle bases. Like, look at this thing. I believe this is, Blazes or, Tinkers or whatever his name is these days. This is his humongous base we can see right here. And this is his humongous base we can see also right here on this one map. And it looks like he does have plans to do something inside of here. Either that or he is planning on leaving a bunch of this place empty. Either way, what he did is still marginally, actually not marginally, incredibly impressive. Like, look at all these deep slate walls. Like, it's not even deep slate. Like, I don't know. My OCD is on one hand killing me and on another hand just shaking it off. Like, man, how do you do this? How do you manage to do this? Well, you place a lot of blocks. Like, that's one way of doing this, but to have the patience of mining all that deep slate stuff, I mean, take it from me, someone who had to mine out hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of blocks of deep slate. And speaking of hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of blocks, this is Lydia's and Effie's base we could see right here, and man, every single time I'm here, I'm never not impressed with, like, how big this place is. Also, I always get lost in here. I can never find my way around anywhere inside this humongous base, which on one hand is good for trespassers, and on another hand is awful for people like me who's trying to tour this entire place. But from what I could see, a lot of this stuff still looks mostly the same. Maybe there's one or two differences around the place, or maybe there is something else different that I just don't know about. But either way, still, from what they managed to do, it's awesome. It's awesome. I've probably said that a bajillion times, and I've probably said that I've said that a bajillion times in this one video. Like, I never do these long cuts, ever. Like, I never not have cuts. Like, this is very much so out of the ordinary for me. Maybe that's just because I really want to give you the feeling of just how left out and how expanded this entire server is, and how much detail and how much work the world actually is, and how the world is actually built up. And I did that completely wrong, and I can't even... You know what? No one needs to know that I accidentally did that twice. No one needs to know. No, you know, you don't know. You don't know. I don't know either. Exactly. But, yeah, it's just... I like giving people the feel of the world. Whenever we get a world download out for this server, for this season, I want to give you as good a feeling as I physically can. Even if, like, we know there's going to be more things built before the season's over. We know there's going to be a whole bunch more lore and story-based stuff before the end of the season. But at least in a snapshot of time for whenever this video actually releases and for whenever we actually leave it here, then we at least have some idea. Speaking of some idea, what is this tiny house? What is this tiny house? I am very curious to know what this tiny house is. Maybe like Lydia or Effie got evicted from their castle and they're living out here. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to picture why there's just this randomly huge and epic house inside of here with a lot of empty shulker boxes. I'm confused. I am very much so confused. I am impressed, but I'm still confused. Either way, whatever the reason, entry to mine. Well, looks like there's some plans here. Maybe they just wanted, maybe whoever built this just wanted, like, I don't know, a bit of a change, bit of different scenery, bit of nice scenery outside their incredibly beautiful castle. Maybe. I believe there's other people settled down in the mountains somewhere. If memory serves, there's at least someone else out in one of these mountains. I don't remember where, but I'm pretty sure there's someone else out here. And I'm pretty sure we might have just found them. Yep, here it is. This might be Madison, actually. It might be Madison. I could be wrong, but this might be Madison's base. As you could see, I've obviously been here before, giving people so much fish. But I've not been here since. I've not been here for at least a couple of months now, and this looks to be like a cathedral place. Like, I don't know, like a place you'd have a funeral or a church or like a wedding in, like in a church or something like that. I don't know what that is. Everyone builds these spiral staircases in the exact same way. Maybe that house is like somehow linked to this instead of like the Lydia and Effie castle or something like that. Love that balcony. Fantastic balcony. Beautiful balcony. 10 out of 10 balcony. And 9 out of 10 staircase. This goes on for a very long time. Because it goes on all the way to the top, as we can see right here. And man, what a view we would have if it weren't snowing and it was night. But what a view I can at least picture inside my head. Especially considering we see all this other stuff that's being constructed around the place and constructed like over here. Maybe these are just like decorations, these buildings right here, or maybe it's something else. I don't know. I can picture how I want and how I think people are trying to build over here. Or I could just let it happen and then we can come back here at some point later. But something else we can do is actually leave here and go into the Nether. Because flying around here, it's possible. It's easy. But it is a little confusing when it comes to like trying to find people's bases and things like that. Maddie's base with... Yep, it is Madison's base. It is definitely Madison's base. But now we gotta find other people's bases. There's so many bases scattered across the world. And again, most of them are around like the main area. What is this? Something just... Maybe it's a shopping district. Maybe there's more than one portal in the shopping district. To Madison's base. What's this portal down here? We might not have been here. Okay, this is the part of the video where I'm just like trying to figure things out. Okay, Guardian's Peak, we've been there. What do we got here? End portal up ahead. Did we do anything with the end portal? I don't know. We could go down there anyways, and we can explain how I remember when... Why are there two portals? Y'all are just making things way too confusing for me. Y'all are just overcomplicating things for a simple mind like myself. But we could still give it a check and see what there is around here, and what there is to see is farms. Wrong portal. Okay. I see what you're doing here. But something else I'm seeing is the fact that, yeah, way back when, I remember when we were actually going to the end, how it took us like what felt like forever to actually get to the end. Like, so there were certain things, I can't remember exactly what they were. Maybe we were waiting on someone or something like that, where we had to really just bide our time and wait for us to actually go inside of the end. And what are you doing here? You were not invited. Okay, you live here. That's fine. And it doesn't look like there's anything that's built here, which is fine. And thank you for turning into a zombified piglin. I have never been so happy in my life to see a zombified piglin in my entire existence. But I guess there wasn't anything built there. Maybe we should do something there. Maybe we should do something there for like the community or something like that. I don't know. There's a lot of things we could do inside this world, but something else we should do is look for other people's bases or look for other people's stuff. Okay. Something I'm going to avoid for right now is at least the portals in areas where we know we've been in huge amounts. Have we been down there? We might have been down there. I know for a fact what's down here. And this is the area with my base, with DJ's base, and with Effie's and Lydia's Guardian Temple, which I think we were here once, and I think they were here once, but then they pretty much not abandoned it, but kind of like just forgot about it. I guess forgot about it might be the word for it, because after they built it, they just left and built their actual castle. But for what we have right here, we can come over here and map this out at least a little bit, and we could have a look around. We can actually see what they were trying to do, and I think they were just trying to make a guardian farm. I literally think this is just like the farming area, and I think those bees kind of signify and certify things like that. Let's go back over in the overworld. Let's actually just fly around, because I feel like I have a pretty good idea as to where things are around the place, such as off in this direction, because off in this direction, we actually have one of my neighbors, DJ's base. Yeah, right the way off here, probably about a couple hundred blocks off in this direction, and just a couple hundred blocks off from me is actually DJ's base, as we can see coming into the distance over here. We have seen this place over and over and over again. because we honestly have to keep coming back over here to use his farms and trading halls and things like that. But we can come over here to actually just look around and see what there is to see. And I swear, DJ, if you have mapped out your area too, like, what am I doing carrying maps around the place if everyone else is already doing it? But I guess if that is the case, it makes it a bit easier in the case I missed some stuff. And some things we don't need to miss out on is that cave. But we could have a look around some of these other places, like his house, which something I want to do is actually come in here and build like a little area, because I know he is like opening people up to actually build up in these squares around the place, and that is something I totally want to do at some point. I don't know when I want to do it at some point, but I totally want to do it. This is a storage system. This is... I have no idea what this room is. This is probably a new room. This is probably like a brand new room with a bunch of stuff. An absolute ton of stuff. Why is it so laggy in here? Oh, I see. I see. The bundle barrel is what really lags you out. Like, if you really want to lag out your friends and just use a bundle barrel, then that'll do the job. Speaking of jobs, what do we have back here? Nothing too significant apart from what looks to be some farms, which is a-okay. Like, everyone's gonna have some farms in their base every now and then. Speaking of things inside people's bases every now and then, nether portals, which look awesome. Sniffers, which look phenomenal. Mario pipes, which also look phenomenal. And brown cow, which I know is around here somewhere. Oh dear. DJ, when were you doing this, man? Like, you remember how I was talking about how mining deep slate is something I can relate to? It seems like DJ can relate to that too. Oh my goodness. DJ, my good sir. You have been a busy lad. A very, very much so busy lad. How did I miss something like this? I don't know, but something I do know that I don't want to miss is whatever is up here. I've seen this multiple times. I just have not gone up here, or at least not gone here to look at things. This looks to be a concrete maker. That's a-okay. This looks to be a bee farm, which is also a-okay, or a B plus okay, however you want to put it. We got more farms here. It looks like just all around up here, there just seems to be like farms upon farms upon farms upon farms, just everywhere as far as the eye could see, which I kind of like the idea. Having just like farms just high up in the sky, maybe like he's making airships of farms. That could be an idea. That could be an idea. And speaking of ideas, here's our old friends. Hi, villagers. I'm not here to trade. Don't worry. I'm just here to say hi, look around, and just show off what we have around the place. And I completely forgot to do a bunch of mapping. But yeah, thanks for everything. See ya. Until I have to come back here. And speaking of coming back to places, we should probably do a bit more mapping before we forget, which is what we have been doing. Okay, we got that place. And then I think there's one more place we actually have to map out, which is like right at the very edge of his island. I believe, yeah, I think we're good here. I think we're good here. But now it's time to head over to my humble abode. Let's go home until we have to leave again because we have so many other places we're probably going to have to go to. But right off in this direction, about a couple hundred blocks, is literally my base. We can see it right here. And I know for a fact we're going to have to update these maps at some point in the future. But at least as of right now, we can take a look and see what my base looks like on a map. That is one good-looking corner. That is one seriously good-looking corner that we have messed out in the rest of the map area. All right, and then we have another corner. We can go over here. And yeah, this base I explained relatively recently where I got my inspiration from and how I'm actually planning on building it and things like that. But generally, this is kind of like an inspiration from Transformers Prime, the Dark Mount building and things like that. And I'm trying to do it in my own way. And I think generally I am doing it in my own way. I'm just hopefully not treading on too many steps when it comes to like copying that build too much. I do have some things I want to do that's like not perfectly copying what we saw in that show, but there are things that I do want to bring into the world of Cosmic from that show. And I think that's pretty much my base right here, and we are running low in space. We are definitely running low in space. Let's head over to the Festive District and actually regroup, because right next to my base is obviously the Festive District we can see right here. And while I was planning on having way more things around here, it doesn't seem as though like people were necessarily able to do that. But from what we have, from what we could see, there's still a lot of impressive builds we can see all across the place. And speaking of impressive builds, let's get this map business all rolling over here, because over this island, if you remember, this island was completely 100% man-made. I made this by hand by one snow golem. That poor, innocent snow golem had so much snow that he had to give. But in the end, it came up with this incredibly beautiful island we could see right here, completely covered in snow, completely covered in everything we're gonna need and everything we needed for a festive district. I think that was everything for the maps generally, but yeah, from the Christmas tree to all these little buildings to our little Tim to all the presents to to Duba's escape room to all the stuff around here. Another map. Why am I doing this to myself? Why am I doing this to myself when I could just like look around and see if people have done it? But oh well. I'm not too bothered. I'm not too bothered, but I think I'm missing something. I know I'm missing something. I'm 90% certain I'm missing something. I'm going to message the Discord and see if there's anything else that I missed, but I think generally that's most of Cosmic. Okay, I sent out the message on Discord and I didn't get anything back, meaning we hopefully got everything. I'm almost certain that I missed something, but I'm pretty sure we got most of everything. And you know what that means? We can finally go back to fast jump cuts again. Y'all got a feeling on the world now. Now I can actually go back to my normal video editing mode. And that also means we have a lot of maps we're gonna have to place down now on this very large table, which I'll be honest, probably isn't big enough. But there's only really one way to find out, by playing the most frustrating and probably long game of puzzles we have I said the right thing, but then my brain just completely melted down. This is gonna be the longest and most frustrating game of like putting together a puzzle we've probably ever and will ever do. I have no idea how streamers manage to talk for like 15 hours straight or something like that. Like I only talk for an hour or something like that, and I'm already starting to throw my voice out. That, and yep, the table is way too small. That is a problem I saw coming and just didn't really plan for. My bad. Okay, you know what? I might just scrap the table idea and just have everything on the floor. One, because I keep having to expand this thing over and over again, and two, because I don't know, maybe people would want to see it like on the floor just to make it a little easier, or I don't know. I'm just trying to justify putting it on the floor rather than just having it on a table. But I'm pretty sure there is a way we can make this still work while it's still being on the floor. So because I was losing my voice, I decided to do a lot of finishing this up off camera, filling in the rest of the maps and actually filling in where they were actually supposed to go. And now after a lot of time, effort, patience, and cough drops, we've ended up with this. This entire mess we can see right here. And while there are still certain places we've not filled in, and while we do have everything spread out, there is a purpose for that. I think generally everything we see right here is just so amazing to see. I don't know the words for it, but I am just so inspired seeing just everything we managed to do inside this season so far. The one thing I want to do actually is finishing this one tiny little gap we actually didn't fill in for our one base, and I believe it is actually just over in this corner right here. So if we do that really quickly, then all we should see is, okay, this is the wrong side, but this over here should be the right side, because now, okay, this is still the wrong side. Fine, we'll go outside and do this. Fine, this should be the correct side, I hope. Yes, this is that one tiny little bit of my base we actually finally finished mapping out right here. And I'm sure we'll have to update this map pretty often as we continue building things up. But yep, there is my base and it looks phenomenal. We gotta fill in some of these gaps though around here, because all the deep slate and all the bedrock just does not look right. But everything else is just, man, I could look at this thing all day. Maybe we should do something to, I don't know, make it look like it was intended to be just on the floor instead of it just being like literally plonked on the floor or something like that. But generally speaking, This is so cool to look at, and I'm so proud of everything we did in what was essentially a very simple video turned into a very, very long and arduous task. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it anyway. But for now, thanks for watching, and if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go rest my voice. I'll see you all later.